You are watching a master at work.
Welcome to We Eat, We Game, We Entertain, hosted by Tom, that's me, and Morgan, that's him, where we satisfy all your cravings for fun, excitement, and delicious food. Join us each episode as we dive into the world of gaming and share thoughts on the latest releases, classic titles, and everything in between. Then we dive deep into the world of sports, discussing the biggest games and all the drama and excitement that comes with it. Finally, we wrap up each episode with a tasty recipe that's sure to leave your taste buds begging for more. So grab your favorite snack, settle in, get ready to be entertained because We Eat, We Game, We Entertain starts now.
That was good. That was great.
I like that.
Yep.
So, what are we going to talk about today, Morgan?
Starting out with this week, we're going to follow up on something that we talked about in the last podcast, Sons of the Forest. I think that it wasn't even out last time that we were
It was like a
talking
day or
about it,
two.
right? Yeah, I don't think I had bought it or I just bought it or something like that. We played it quite a bit since then. I think that have y'all beat it? I haven't been on in a few days.
Yeah,
I've been kind of busy.
Lee and I think we've each put in around 20 hours. We
Okay.
beat the main story. We didn't get everything, and there's more you can do. There's about 4 or 5 different endings you can have. We had the most basic
Okay.
ending, so. But so far, I liked it. I've liked it. They've already had a patch update where they've added like a new mini boss, hang
That's what I thought.
glider.
Yeah, there was an update. What was it? It was this week.
Yeah, the 7th of March,
So
8th of March.
so they've been on top of it already. I think I've only played 3 or 4 times now, but I've really enjoyed it every time that I've played. What else did they add since then? I haven't been on.
Nothing new on the spawn points. Looks like binoculars, a hang glider, a new boss fight, and more stuff, but I'm not too sure. I haven't. Once we initially beat it, I've kind of been on a Modern Warfare kick, just playing that, trying to get gold guns.
Oh, gotcha.
Plus, during the week, I never really. You have to have more than like 30 to an hour to play it. I just can't get on for like 30 minutes or an hour and be able to complete whatever because there's just no point.
Yeah, I mean that I haven't been on at all this week. I think the last time I got on was over the weekend, but I played a few times. It's been fun. We built a couple bases, did some stuff. Whenever we found that map thing, we just ran through that. I know, and I've got most of the stuff already to get to the end. I just need to do it now.
Mm-hmm. The one thing is, I talked to Lee about this. I want to restart since we've already somewhat beat it. I want to restart, not use the map, but have it on the hardest setting. I think that'll be fun, and we'll have your brother set up the server or something. So, and we'll all be on that. And we'll kind of slow roll it, so it'll be more of a. Because I don't, the way we weren't playing it in peaceful, we were playing it on normal, but I feel like it wasn't too.
It's not dangerous.
Yeah, it's not dangerous enough. Not enough of a survival game.
The only things that really are even dangerous are when you go into caves and you have the actual things that you have to get past as far as the things that I've done so far. When you're in the overworld, you are really choosing to fight people. You can just run away from them if you want to. And there's no like it's a zombie game, but there's no
Well, they're
like
like
on
cannibals.
there's something, but there's no onslaught of them. There's no like having to worry about them at certain times. There's no like they come and attack your base all the time. There's no base. Like there's the stuff to build a base, but there's no really good reason to have them as far as I've seen so
Yeah,
far, other than
only
to
to sleep.
sleep and make food and stuff like that. So I mean, they have the mechanics to have a good game. It's just they need to build out the things that you're doing a little more, I think.
Oh, and they will. I mean, it's still like, quote unquote early release. Um, so yeah, they'll be adding more stuff. I think they added objectives into the game that you can actually see. It's not just you're opening a map and seeing a bunch of dots everywhere. It's like, oh, you've got to find the millionaire billionaires underground shelter, stuff like that.
That's better. That's useful.
Yeah, more quality of life stuff. They added a bunch of more stuff. They got rid of the log duping, which
What?
sucks, but
At least how'd they figure that out?
oh, I mean, you go on YouTube and everything. Yeah,
Oh, I
I
mean,
was duping logs too. So your way might still work. The way I was doing it was not. I checked that yesterday or the day before. It does not work anymore
I
because your
mean,
brother and I, we built a whole like mini mansion on the water.
mm,
So. But it's a fun game. Fun because you can have up to 8 people in the server, so that takes care of our friend group.
yeah, plenty for
Everybody
us.
can be on one. And, you're just running around. I mean, I sat there and was just using the stun gun and just fucking shocking the shit out of your brother for like 10 minutes and shooting him with the shotgun. And so,
That's pretty fun. It's good parts
oh,
of the game.
yeah, I had fun. I had fun downing him a couple of times. Yeah, and the sleds. I don't know, you weren't on, but
I
the
haven't
sleds
used
that
that
we
yet.
made,
I've
we went
got
to the
one.
we went to the tallest mountain and just hit it, and we just sled all the way down. So you can do that with the hang glider now, but the sleds are awesome.
That sounds pretty cool. I've got to try that.
Oh yeah.
So more to do. I've got a few more sessions to play at least. Like you said, I think you spent 20 hours on the game. It's good for at least that. Probably a little more. If they keep adding updates to it, maybe it'll take a little longer. It didn't cost much though. Was it $30 new?
$30. Yeah.
Worth it. It's worth that. It's fun enough. Hopefully they update it and keep it going.
Yeah, they did well with the Forest. I mean, the Forest came out 7 or 8 years ago, and they updated that a bit. Um, so yeah, fun game, worthwhile. I'd say it's a solid 7.9 out of 10. We'll go with a not quite an 8, but for what it's worth, for what I paid, for how much fun I've had with it, I'm not completely bored of it yet.
I'll give it a 7.
Yeah. So,
I won't give it the .9. It's a solid 7 for me.
but yeah, so $30 on Steam. You can read all the reviews you want on there. They're mostly positive or very positive. I forget, but it was like I think they spent $125,000 on it, and they've probably made like 100 times that off of what they've sold it for.
Oh, good for them.
So yeah,
Good
they
for
came
them.
up.
Maybe they
Uh,
can afford to do some stuff, hire some people.
yeah. So I know the Endgame. I think Endgame developers is their company. Endgame or who is it?
Actually, I don't know the developer for this company. I haven't paid attention to that on the intros or anything. I'll look it up.
I've got it right here. It's End Night Games Limited. Publishers New Night, but developers End Night Games. And yeah,
Okay.
they only have The Forest and Sons of the Forest. The Forest has overwhelmingly positive reviews, almost 400,000. Sons of the Forest has very positive. So both games are pretty fun. I might honestly one day just end up buying The Forest just to replay it because I do not think I beat that one.
I never played it at all. I think that y'all said y'all had that on the PlayStation, so
Yeah,
I never got into it. I just didn't have time at the moment. I
but
was
yeah.
doing something else.
Yeah, so good game, buy it. Let us know if you bought it. If you're on Steam, drop your Steam name in the comments. You play with us.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Oh,
That'd be fun.
yeah. Other than that, I think the other thing that came out this week that's big, and you know more. Well, you might not know that this is coming out, but you know more about the game than I do. Is the City Skylines 2? Its release date's set for sometime this year, but they just released a big teaser video on YouTube that I'll just end up doing a little blurb of it right here. So you guys will be able to, get a little bit of it.
So I've not seen this yet. I'm excited for this to come out.
It's time to start from the beginning. Here, you are the visionary. You are the creator. You make cities.
So they don't have a specific date for it yet, but I can't imagine it being like the Arc 2 release where they said it was supposed to be out last year and they still don't have a date.
Yeah, they're more on top of it. I play City Skylines 1 a lot. I don't have all of the expansions because there's like way too many, and it would cost way too much money for me to buy all of them right now. But I try and buy one every once in a while when they go on sale. I'll buy a couple. Um, I'm hoping that when 2 comes out, that it'll have a lot of the stuff that's already in, like all the expansions from 1 already put into it, and that they'll add more stuff to it like that. So we'll see how that goes. It says here it's the 8th anniversary for City Skylines. That's a long time. The game usually it goes on sale all the time. It's not super expensive. If you were to buy all the stuff though, it would cost you like $200.
Yeah, the base game's cheap, but
Yeah,
how long can you play base game before you are buying?
so many hours. I mean, I've probably put 200 hours into City Skylines. I played it so much. It's a great game. It's you like build roads and then make the zoning for the roads, or like the stuff that's built along the roads, and then you add things like you add services for the city like the police and fire stations and garbage trucks, and you give it water and power and do all those things, and then the city grows and you unlock more things as you get bigger, and you can get like upgraded medical services, so you get a hospital or a helicopter depot to pick people up more quickly, and you have to deal with traffic. That's a big issue. Making exits. Fun game.
True. Yeah, you have 175 hours on City Skylines,
And that's me playing it. Like, I played that
but
game.
only 20 out of 124 achievements.
Because the first time that I played it all the way through, I used mods, and you don't get
Oh,
achievements
so
when you use the
you
mod.
don't get it.
Yeah, that's actually something that I'm trying to do now, is play without any mods at all, because I bought some of the expansions and things. I need to look at what it actually requires. A lot of the achievements require you to buy the expansions. That's another reason that I don't have a lot of them.
Oh, gotcha. All right. Well,
Good game though.
yeah. If you like City Skylines, it'll be out sometime this year. So I know it's and saying in the community chats that they've been ready for it. So, the one other thing I wanted to kind of let everybody know, it's kind of time sensitive. So if you're listening to this, a month later, whatnot, um, this doesn't really pertain to you. But if you're one of our loyal listeners that just like to listen right when the episode comes out,
The true few.
and you're on PC, um, Epic is having a end of winter sale. Games are up to 75% off, and it goes until March 16th.
Oh, that's pretty good.
11 a.m. Eastern time. I'm just browsing through here. It looks like Red Dead Redemption 2 67% off for
How much is
a
that?
little under $20.
Oh, that's not a lot.
1979 instead of 60. Grand Theft Auto is $14. That Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order
Mm-hmm.
is $4 again.
Okay.
I think last time it went on sale, you got it for
Yeah, I got
that
it for
price too.
pretty much that. Yeah.
Cyberpunk's $30. FIFA is like half off. Borderlands is
Man,
Borderlands 3 is $9.
that's pretty good. It would be fun to get everybody to get on Borderlands all at the same time and us play a story mode. Because I think it's co-op up to 4 people.
Oh, true. I have Borderlands 3. I got it for free. It was one of the free games, I don't know, probably within the last year
Really,
on
I'm
Epic.
I may have it.
The Witcher's always on sale. That thing's $15. You get the complete edition for The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, which that is also pretty it's an awesome game. I have that on PlayStation that I kind of hook up.
From the Netflix show, The Witcher.
Yeah. Yeah, just a mercenary monster slayer. I want to say I haven't watched any of the newest season of The Witcher, which it technically isn't new since it's been out for a while, but The Witcher 3 has nothing to do with the Netflix series.
I've actually never watched the Netflix series or played the games.
Oh, games are fun. The first season of The Witcher wasn't bad. Nothing I could really get into though. But another game that I actually might get that's on sale that I kind of enjoy, Back for Blood. That's a Left 4 Dead, like the new Left 4 Dead. That's $15. I'm just seeing this one. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2, $16.
What? I think I'm gonna buy that.
I'll probably end up getting that.
I
But
think
then
I think I have to have that.
I saw the new NBA. Well, not the newest one. Is
Don't even tell me. I think I paid $60 for it. Or no, I paid 40 for it, but still probably way too much. Y'all get it, so we can play on a team together.
what's it called? Why isn't it
2K?
showing up? Oh, 2K. That's why. NBA 2K, whatever.
23.
No matching titles.
I do have it. I have it on Steam though.
Maybe I saw it on Steam, then it was on sale. Regardless, we're just, I could search up sales for like an hour on this, and especially on Steam. So
Yeah, I'm gonna have to check it out.
yeah, check it out. The sale on Epic, like I said, goes until March 16th, 11 a.m. If you catch this after that, I'd still check Epic or Steam because they're probably having a sale right now. Some random lunar eclipse, Mars is in retrograde sale. Werewolves are attacking. Half Christmas sale. So
It's always something.
we'll take a deep dive into sports now. We'll start off with UFC. UFC's every week. Love it. Can't get enough of it. Last week's fights were good. John Jones came back, smoked Cyril Gane. Was done in the first 2 minutes. He made Cyril Gane look like a complete fool. John Jones is the absolute GOAT now. Just demolished the guy. Wasn't even like it wasn't a fight.
I think I was online and it happened so fast that I didn't see it.
Yeah, he choked him out and it was done. John Jones, he'll get another good heavyweight fight. I think it's going to be Stipe Miocic, which he's like this white firefighter dude that's supposedly the best heavyweight. He held onto the title for the longest. Who knows when that fight's going to happen? It'll happen this year, but John Jones didn't get hurt or anything. And then the other fight that was good was Shevchenko lost her title, which was not. I think it was 8 times she's defended her title. She lost to Alexa Grasso in the 4th round. She got choked out, which she was whooping. Everybody says she was whooping Alexa Grasso, but it was kind of even in my opinion. And she just she just lost awareness or something and just got caught.
Was she Mexican?
Alexa Grasso? Yeah. So I'm pretty sure she's the first Mexican woman to win a title. So they're flyweight. So they're 125. Yeah, 125. So first Mexican champion's Brandon Moreno. She's the first Mexican woman to win a title. But I anticipate they'll have a rematch at some point this year and Shevchenko will win it back because that chick's a beast. And I think it's the same thing happened to dude. Chick that looks like a dude. Why can't I think of her name? The Spanish chick that's the bantamweight fighter. Regardless, she lost and then she came back and whooped her, no problem. I think she just got too complacent being the champion. She was the champion for too many years. Losing will probably bump her up, get her training better and all that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Oh, and actually one more fight that was good that was on the main card. They were all good fights, but Bo Nickel made his UFC debut. He's a middleweight, but he was a world-class wrestler. Collegiate wrestler. I think the guy that they picked to fight him came in on like a week or 2 notice.
Oh, I remember hearing about this.
Didn't know anything about Bo Nickel. Ended up getting worked. He got submitted within the first 2 minutes. Bo Nickel still looks like green compared to, seasoned UFC fighters, but the dude is, he's younger than me. I think he's 26, 27. But yeah, just phenomenal wrestler, but he was having trouble with his chokes and everything, but he got one in and it stuck, so. But that was all last week. This week we have a little fight night, which the UFC fight nights, if it's not a numbered UFC card, then it's not a big one that attracts everybody. They don't put on the fancy pony show and dance and all that crap. But it'll be a good main card fight, which is Peter Yan versus Marab. His last name I'm gonna butcher, but it's Davalishvili. They're both Russians. Um,
Volashvili.
yeah. So Jan, his past 2 fights were, one was for the belt, and one he faced Sean O'Malley. Both of them he lost to split decisions. So he's looking to, kind of get back on the right track,
Yep.
which
Yep.
I don't think he'll have a problem. He's still good. It just depends on how good Marab is, because he's on an 8-fight win streak, but the last 2 fights he's had is Jose Aldo, which he's past his prime. He just recently retired, and Marlon Morales.
The Machine.
Yeah,
He knocked him
that's what
out, is what this says.
he did, knock him out. So he has good finishes, but Andy's quick, but I think Jan's quicker.
How'd he knock him out?
Um, with I watched it, probably just with a straight punch.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm not 100%. Let's see. Yeah, so that was 2000.
And what weight is this at?
It's
What?
bantamweight.
Bantamweight. Okay.
Yeah, so 135.
Hmm.
So that's like,
Yep.
lightweight is the main money UFC ticketed male division. I think bantamweight's a close second because of
What is this light? I thought.
lightweight's 155.
Oh, okay. Okay. What is bantamweight? 135 to what?
It's just you have to make it in at 135.
Is there a 145 and a 155?
Yep. They also have a 125, which is flyweight. Bantamweight's 135. Volkanovski, the one that we saw fight Islam,
Yep.
he's featherweight, which is 145. Islam's the 155 lightweight. Then they don't have a 165 weight class.
That's
I
weird.
know they've been trying to get it for a while, but Dana White doesn't want one for some reason. So the next one's welterweight, which is 175, which the champion, and they're fighting at the beginning of March. It'll be Leon Edwards versus Kamaru Usman. And that'll
Okay.
be a title fight. Middleweight's 185, which is Alex Pereira. I think they're fighting soon too, maybe at the end of March. Alex Pereira versus Israel Adesanya. That should be a good fight, unless he just smokes Israel. Jamal Hill is the light heavyweight, which light heavyweight. What's the poundage? 180 limits between 186 and 205. And then heavyweight is, I think, 205. It's up to 265.
Oh,
Yeah,
so
you
that's the
can go.
max.
So it's 206 to 265. I think most of them, like John Jones weighed in at like 245, I think, around there.
Mm-hmm.
It's just how well you can put it on and not be like
Gassed.
overly too big to where,
Yeah.
yeah, you're getting gassed. But yeah, there's a little rundown for anybody who didn't know weight classes. But yeah, that'll be a bantamweight fight this weekend. And the good thing about UFC fight nights is they're all on ESPN Plus, so there's no pay-per-view. So like your brother will be able to watch it. He has ESPN Plus.
Yeah, I've got it too because of him.
Yep. So you can watch it for free. Prelims start at 3 p.m. noon, 3 p.m. Eastern time, noon Pacific, and the main card starts at 6 p.m. Eastern time, 3 p.m. Pacific. Other than that, we might have a little episode before next week where I might put in a little about next week's UFC fights, because that's an actual real card.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah, it'll be UFC 286, which looks like we get a little break. UFC 286 will be March 18th. Oh no, we don't. That's just a week from now.
Yeah.
I'm dumb. So, you wanna go in talk about a little football? A little Dan Snyder.
What's Dan Snyder been doing? Nothing good, I assume.
And not trying to sell his team.
I know that's the truth. That dude is one of the worst people on earth.
Oh, he jacks up the prices and apparently is being investigated for a whole bunch of fun stuff.
Yeah.
Sexual harassment, financial misconduct, all that. But the thing that kills me is that so they want him to sell, and he thinks the Commanders / formerly known as the Redskins are worth $6 billion.
Ooh, that's a lot of money. That's
It's a fever dream.
That's a lot of tacos. $6 billion. What do you? I mean, that no.
Nothing. No.
How much are some
team
other?
is sold.
Yeah, how much are other teams worth?
I think an NBA team, whoever had to sell their team, like the highest they got was like 5.5 billion.
The Cowboys are worth $8 billion.
Yeah,
and they're definitely the highest value team in the world. Yeah, exactly.
But they're not selling. Like, how much did
the Cowboys could probably sell for that, but that's not.
But the Broncos, how much did the Walton family pay for the Broncos? Because that happened within the year.
4.65.
Yeah. So, and I'd say they're kind of
Broncos are more valuable than the Commanders all day.
Well, they're both like decent cities.
Well, let's
DC and Denver.
Let's look at the Ravens.
But yeah, so they had while he's looking that up, the NFL league owners
3.9.
3.9. Yeah, so $6 billion. He's just putting that up there to just be stubborn. But they just had a vote to force the Commanders owner Dan Snyder to sell the team, but they did not get enough votes, which is concerning.
I wonder how many they
75%.
What's that?
They need more than 3/4.
16
so
plus 8.
24.
24.
They need more than 24 teams.
Ooh.
So
what teams do you think didn't agree?
Probably the Raiders, because I think the two owners are good friends.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think the ones that didn't, they didn't vote for it is because what if something happens to them? They don't want to.
Exactly. The ones that have, yep, the skeletons in their closet. And that's the thing is I bet most owners do have some bullshit going on. It's hard to be a billionaire without being like kind of a bad person in some sort of way. You have to have messed somebody's
Who's on
life
the
up.
Epstein flight logs.
Exactly.
Jimmy Kimmel.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think they are doing another meeting March 26th. It's their annual meeting. Hopefully they make him sell.
It'd be nice.
Be pretty nice.
I mean, it doesn't affect me at all. I don't care, but I like people who are bad and really rich to have justice happen to them.
Yeah. And the sexual harassment and the financial stuff is just like thing.
Why you gotta be weird? Isn't he married?
Oh yeah. But the thing that it's like, you're like, oh, he's definitely guilty is because one, he said he'll sell, but one demand that he wants is he wants to be indemnified,
Mm-hmm.
which is protected against legal liability for their actions. From any future litigation brought up against him from the league. So it's like,
Why would you ask
hey,
for that?
yeah, I'll sell, but I don't want any more, sexual harassment or,
Yeah.
my jet. They pay me, $500,000 to $1 million a year for me to, put the Washington Commanders logo on there.
Yep.
It's
Only
just
one reason you ask for that.
trash, man. So, that's the Dan Snyder news. Who knows whenever that's just a big cloud over the Commanders. So,
The worst thing
and that
about that is that that he got to pick the Commander's name because
yeah,
it's got to stay for the next like 50 years. They're not just going to
yeah,
switch that when the new owner gets it. And this is an awful name.
they got Sergeant Pig is their mascot. Is just a pig.
I wish they had
Like,
been the Hogs at least, like the Washington Warthogs, and then they could have Sergeant Pig.
yeah, I don't think his name's Sergeant Pig or it's something stupid.
Mr.
But
Bacon.
that'd have been a good name.
Yeah.
Sizzle, Sergeant Sizzle.
Yes.
But
They need
we'll
to
move
hire
on to
us.
yeah, we'll move on to so this time before free agency and the
Signings and
draft.
cuts. Yep.
Yeah. Oh, Derek Carr finally gets a new team, the Saints. 4-year, 150 million with the Saints. Also gets a no trade clause in that deal, but I think
Which is normal these days.
is it though?
The no trade clause, if you're signing as a free agent, is normal these days, especially if
Oh, okay.
if you're a big deal. Like if
I
you're,
don't hear about it often.
they don't talk about it unless it's somebody that is kind of like obvious. But I think like Patrick Mahomes has one, and most of the top quarterbacks have one. And all that it does is it, like Derek Carr had one before.
Oh yeah, I know.
So
Yeah,
that's I mean, most quarterbacks do have
because we
it.
would have traded them.
Yeah, because you could just trade them for nothing. So they have to have that in there so that they at least agree to the trade before they do it. But 4-year, 150 million, they're doing some cap bullshit again. I'm sure
Yeah, the
that
cap's not real.
they still, I think, are not. I mean, they'll never win the Super Bowl doing stuff like this. They've got to go and hit the hard reset. They can't just keep kicking the can down the road. But we'll see how it goes. I think that this year will be, as I've said to people, it'll be evidence of why you can't just do that. If you look at the Falcons, we gave up last year. We ate the cap. We were behind a lot because of Matt Ryan and Julio Jones's awful contracts. And this year we've got like 70 million in cap room. So we're about to sign a bunch of stuff and it's going to make our team a lot better. Versus the Saints who just restructured a bunch of deals to sign a huge quarterback that may not be worth it when they've already got Winston. Although they restructured Winston for I think $6 million a year now.
I would have said just cut Andy Dalton and Winston.
I think they cut Dalton, but $6 million a year for Winston as a backup is actually a solid deal. And you need a good backup these days. He already knows the system. That's solid. And honestly, Winston I think should have gone somewhere else to make more money, but he wanted to stay there. So it was a mutual agreement there. I hate the Saints, so this is the hard stuff for me to talk about. It being an okay move.
Oh, they restructured Michael Thomas. That's one that I read about. But is he ever going to
They
play?
had to because he was going to make like 60 million this year, and you can't.
He hasn't played. He didn't play at all last year, did he?
No, he didn't. I think he played like
Yeah.
2 games. I know because I
Wow.
drafted him in like the 8th round because I was like, oh, this guy beats the shit out of us. Let's draft him.
Yeah. Yeah, moving on. Name that you're familiar with, Leonard Floyd.
And
Was
Georgia boy,
released.
yep.
He was on the Falcons. Wasn't he on the Falcons one year? Pretty sure he was on the Dan Quinn defense.
No, I think he was in Indy. He's from UGA.
Pretty sure he was on the Falcons, though.
Say swell.
I'm looking it up. He was on the Rams. He was on the Bears.
Oh, different Leonard Floyd. He was drafted by the Bears.
And who am I thinking about that? Yeah, he was drafted by the Bears, went to the Rams then. I was wrong. Wonder who I was thinking about then. Whatever.
But
Moving on.
he did go to UGA. He's good. He's a fast linebacker. I think he's a 4-3 linebacker, and that he can cover really well. 3-down linebacker, stop the run, cover the pass, do all the things. He's good.
Yeah.
I'd be happy.
Yeah, so that might
We've
yeah,
got
he's a
money.
good solid edge rusher. So and also the Dolphins picked up Tua Tagovailoa's 5th year.
Good for Tua, good for the Dolphins. I'm glad that they're sticking with Tua. I think that he's a great quarterback. He's doing the judo stuff to try and learn how to land and stop concussing himself. Have you heard about that?
No.
He's
What's judo gonna?
he's taking judo in the offseason to learn how to fall. Part of his problem is that every time that he lands, he like sticks his head backwards, and it causes him to hit the back of his head on the ground when he's getting sacked. So he's working on that specifically so he stops getting concussions all the time. And so 5th-year option, maybe he doesn't fall like that, doesn't get any concussions this year, then they re-sign him. I think it works out for both sides. Also, I mean, it's $20 million for a quarterback. That's good. Quarterbacks are getting paid way more right now.
Oh yeah.
Patrick Mahomes, I think, is at 45, and it's a deal. He's the 5th highest paid quarterback.
Yeah, Derek Carr's making more. Yeah, I
Yep.
know that. Adam Thielen got released by the Vikings, which I think was
That's an interesting move. I know that
probably
they
a
did it. Yeah, they
cap
did it
casualty.
as a cap space saving thing. But he went to high school in Minnesota, went to college in Minnesota, joined the Vikings as an undrafted free agent, spent his entire career there, and is like one of their top receivers ever. So it's kind of a big deal. I would love to have Adam Thielen on my team. He's a good dude.
Buffalo Bills need a number 2.
Yeah, they do. He
Yeah,
makes sense there. Team
team
up
up with
north.
Diggs again.
Yep, that'd be good.
Yeah, because they got stomped, and you could tell all you had to do was cover Diggs, and they couldn't do anything. Oh, another cut was or not cut. I guess he's just not going to be tendered by the Jets. Is running back James Robinson. He was the Jaguars running back before they got Travis Etienne.
Okay, he's pretty
played.
good. He's kind of a bruiser, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He did really well on the Jags. Actually, I don't think they played him really on the Jets, which was confusing because they traded like a 5th round pick for him this year.
Mm-hmm. I
Which
mean,
it doesn't make sense.
I don't think that I don't. I like signing running backs to cheap deals and drafting running backs in late rounds. I don't think there's any reason to pay a running back in this day and age in the NFL when you can just get one late. When all that running backs do is hit a hole, catch a pass out the backfield, and pass block. You can teach most people to do that. That's just a size thing. There's no like learning curve or real skill there. It's all just how much do you work out, really.
What blocks, what gaps to hit, all that. There's some.
I mean, there is, but it's mostly vision and just. I mean, you're either born with it or you're not. And there's a lot of dudes who can play running back coming out of college. It's an easy like people like playing running back in high school, and as a consequence, there's a lot of good college running backs.
Oh no, yeah, I agree with you.
There always have been.
2 Titans got released within these past 2 weeks. One being the center, Ben Jones was the staple.
I'm really hoping the Falcons get him because our head coach is Arthur Smith. He's the former Titans offensive coordinator. We've got ties to him. We've got money. We need a center desperately. Our center has been just awful since Alex Mack left. That has been like the biggest hole in our offensive line. We did. I don't. No, I don't see this on there. We also let go, or we didn't tender Caleb McGarry at all. He was our right tackle, but
Oh, really?
he's the highest rated run blocker at tackle in the league, but he's probably one of the worst pass blocking tackles. So I think that we're going to let him test the market, but I would rather have Ben Jones than McGarry all day because I think the center is more important for what we're trying to do.
Yeah, so Ben Jones got released, and then Taylor Lewan, left tackle for the Tennessee Titans, also a podcaster. They do the podcast Bussin' with the Boys.
I've heard that. He was a cap casualty. I've actually heard some things about him recently that
Like what?
were unfortunate.
Like what?
So I heard that one of his teammates at one point was accused of like sexual assault, and that he like contacted the victim and told them that he would sexually assault them. And
I could kind of see that the way he acts. He's for the boys.
Yeah.
If you've listened, I think we listened
Yeah,
on the
no, I
way
have.
to the beach. Yeah, that beach vacation, fucking Bussin' with the Boys. That's just how him and the other guy, Will Compton, are just the bros
But
down for the cause. But yeah, not good if
no,
he did that.
yeah. So I have reservations about having him on the team. But I mean, everybody sucks in the NFL. So what are you going to do? There's nothing you can. I mean, if it makes the team better, no, I have no control.
Derek Carr's a good, solid Christian man.
He's a good dude. Derek Carr's great. I hate that he's going to the Saints, really. I didn't want him on the Falcons either, but I hate that he's going to the Saints.
You guys released Mariota. I saw
Yep.
that.
I'm happy about that as well. We'll either pick someone up in free agency or we probably will pick someone up in free agency and also draft someone in the later round and maybe let Desmond Ridder compete for the starting job.
Yeah, he needs that. Talking about the draft, there was a trade that happened today.
Big trade.
Yeah, about the first round draft pick.
Number 1 overall. Carolina Panthers traded for number 1 overall pick. Gave away. Do we have it down here?
Yep.
Reads like a shopping list. The 9th overall pick this year, a second round selection in 2023, number 61 overall, originally from the 49ers, a first round pick in 2024, a second round pick in 2025, and DJ Moore, a receiver who just completed the first year of a 3-year, $61 million contract with the Panthers, which is a steal now because he's actually a good number 1 receiver to bring in for Justin Fields. So the Bears get a number 1 wide receiver for Justin Fields. They only move down 8 spots, which is fine for them because they'll probably just get an offensive tackle, which is what they really need. A second round pick, number 61 overall, and then they get high picks for the next 2 years. Like it's a great deal for them.
The Panthers, unless their quarterback balls out and everything, just from looking at it, they got fleeced.
They have to take CJ Stroud. I think they have to. He's the Ohio State one, right?
Yeah.
They have to take him. If they don't,
he's the best looking one.
If they don't take him, then they're idiots and they'll be the laughing stock of the NFL and it'll be an awful trade. But I mean, maybe so it's got to be Stroud or Richardson, who I would not recommend taking and would be very upset if the Falcons ended up with Richardson at 8. So we'll see.
His Richardson can get better with decision making and footwork if he's got a good
it's not even his
quarterback-minded coach.
it's not even
It,
his footwork. The dude drops back, and it's like I can see him like looking at the dude and watching him go
but
down
did
the
he have a
field.
shitty offensive line? Like,
No,
did he have time to develop
yeah,
play? All right, well,
just sit back there.
he bumped up his draft stock at the combine. That's all I'm gonna
Oh,
say. He made
he's
fucking
a
plays and
freak.
everything.
He's from Gainesville, which
Mm-hmm.
I live in Gainesville. He went to high school at East Side in Gainesville. So I've been seeing this kid in the newspaper since the first year that I moved here. His nickname in high school was Baby Cam. He is a freak of nature. He's been like 6'5" since his senior year of high school. I don't think he even played the end of his last year in high school. So didn't play much his last year of high school. Didn't play much his first year because he sat on the bench because he was a freshman, redshirt or whatever.
Well, it was Trask who was running it, right?
Because Trask was in, and also Emory Jones was in front of him. Then COVID happens. Then it comes back. Emory Jones starts, goes out half the season, and then I think he starts the next year and didn't do that good. Started out the beginning of the year on the Heisman list and just fluked. Like had one game where he made plays with his feet that won the game. Every other game every game that we won, which was not very many, was not because of him. He lost
Mm-hmm.
more games than he won, and it's because he doesn't make good throws or decisions. He can bomb the ball, but
Well,
we'll see.
we'll get more into because we got the draft in April, so
Oh,
we'll
plenty
put
of
a
time.
couple
Plenty of time.
mock drafts out there. We'll go over that more because I wanted to because the combine just happened. I'll just briefly touch on this. Stenson Bennett, he was like the one quarterback that helped himself out at the combine. Not saying he's gonna change. He'll be a solid second string quarterback.
Definitely for 5 or 6 years. I because he's already 25, and that's the biggest issue with him. Is I mean maybe he can sit in the league for
Well, if
a
he
little
turns
longer.
out good, that's 10 plus years of solid quarterback play.
I don't
Yeah.
know about 10. He can't play until he's 35.
Why? Tom Brady's like what, 45?
Tom Brady's
Peyton
young.
Manning retired at 43.
Peyton Manning actually stopped being good at like 36.
Well, he
Like
still won a Super Bowl then after he wasn't good.
I don't. But how old was Peyton Manning when he won his last Super Bowl? That's a question.
It
But
was
Matt,
he retired after he won the Super Bowl, didn't he?
about to look it up.
Regardless, he was undrafted. Stenson Bennett was looking like he was going to get drafted either the 6th or 7th round, or he just wasn't going to get drafted in the draft, and now he's looking like a 4th round, 5th rounder, just from what he's done.
Fourth or fifth rounder, I think that's a fair
Yeah,
thing. This Peyton was 39 in Super Bowl 50. I think he lost that one.
probably that was against the Seahawks. He
Um,
won against the Panthers.
Last time that a quarterback was drafted that was that old
It was Whedon,
was Brandon Whedon, who was the first
and
round
he
pick
was
for
like
the
28.
Browns. That was actually originally it was 26, I think. It was originally the Falcons pick because that was the second pick that we traded for Julio Jones. Brandon Whedon was.
Brandon Whedon was drafted in the 2012 draft. He was 28 years old.
Yeah, he was old. So that is older than Bennett. That's fair.
Yeah.
And he could be good. Bennett could be good. I think he'd be a good game manager. I think he'd be a great backup quarterback for some team. If you could get him in the 4th or 5th round with the intention of having him be your backup quarterback, steal.
So I have no problem if the Raiders, because of all this trade bullshit, if they don't like a quarterback at the 7th pick, don't get one.
Yeah,
Get a defensive player. We already know Jimmy Garoppolo is probably going to the Raiders just because him and McDaniels are tight.
that'd be good.
we pick up in the third, fourth round, or Herndon Hooker from Tennessee or Stetson Bennett. I'd be happy with that. We'll move on to basketball because we could talk about the draft forever.
Yeah, we've got a lot. We're running short on time here.
So, you want to talk about all that basketball?
Basketball. A lot has actually happened for my Hawks since the last podcast. We hired, I think the last time we had fired Nate McMillan, and we were like waiting to see who we hired. We hired Quinn Snyder. He's the former coach of the Jazz. Was the last time that he was coaching someone. He's a former coach of the year. He left the Jazz after they started tanking and trading away assets. His overall record is 372 and 264 in 8 seasons, which I guess that's good. He's a good coach. 6 straight postseason appearances, advanced to the Western semis 3 times. And he has the second most wins as a head coach in Jazz history. Interesting tidbit. He is the second head coach in Atlanta named Quinn in recent history, with Dan Quinn being the other one.
It's a nice, useless bit of information right
I,
there.
I had to throw that in there. I felt it was relevant. It was what I was thinking about at the time. I like him. I've watched a few games so far. He's doing really well. The team is getting better. Trae Young's been getting steals and playing defense. We're playing actual offense instead of just ISO basketball every single possession. It's been better.
Okay. I have one thing for basketball that I don't know how you'll feel about it, but
What you got?
LeBron James he's being a little bit of a bitch. He's out with what, soreness in his knee or ankle?
I think that the injury that LeBron James had, if it happened to a normal person, they would like be in a wheelchair. Is how it works for LeBron. The man was engineered in a lab with the intention of him being like a super soldier. You know, he's like 65 years old and he's still playing in the NBA.
He's got the hairline of a 65-year-old. He got a right foot injury. I'm not the biggest LeBron James. He's 38 years old. So yeah, he's old.
He's old as shit. And for him to carry the team the way that he has with Anthony Davis playing like shit, and for him to average, what is he averaging this season? It's got to be like 27, 7 and 7 probably. What is it? That's last year.
I mean, he does.
He's 29, 8 and 7. Like, that's crazy for a 38-year-old.
Yeah. But yeah, he's hurt. He might be back this year. He might not. Time will tell, I guess. I don't know.
No, I mean,
this new generation of they take days off.
That is frustrating. I hate
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why, because LeBron James, load management.
Yep. I'm not a big fan of it.
You get paid so much money to do this. If I went to a game, I want to see LeBron James play. I don't want to see backup, no name, who's a what's it playing,
And the big issue is when they do it for load management, because they will say like, I'm not playing tonight because it was a back-to-back.
Mm-hmm.
They'll say that, and that's fine. So that's the thing I have issue with. If they're actually like hurt a little bit, fine. You don't have to play every single night. There's 80 something games in a season. Cool. Don't play every single one of them.
Yeah. So, all right, we'll flip to college basketball. Not really talking too much about college basketball yet. Just kind of letting you guys know the college tournament brackets. They are made. They pick the ranking of all 68. I think 68 teams, 64, 68 teams um, on Sunday, and then you can make
Okay.
your bracket starting off at 7 p.m. Eastern time.
We
The
will
whole
be
actual, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, we will be making our brackets when we're able to, and then we'll be having a little bit about that in the first week. We'll be dropping something about March Madness.
Yeah, so March Madness goes from this Tuesday, which is March 14th, until Monday, April 3rd. So yeah, like Morgan said, middle of next week, kind of towards the end, the games will already be started, so we'll already know if our brackets jacked or not. By then, but
They
we'll
will be.
still,
They
yeah,
definitely will be.
we'll have some good picks, some wrong picks. But a little fun fact, like you had about the Quinn stuff, the odds of winning the bracket challenge, projecting, I guess, all 63 winners is 1 in more than 9 quintillion.
Ooh, can you imagine? Don't you get like $1 million if you do it though?
I think 1 million if you get it all right. But nobody.
Nobody's ever done
Another
it.
interesting one is an Ohio man correctly picked the entire 2019 NCAA tournament into the Sweet 16. Um, and that's tough.
That's impossible. I mean, one person has done it.
Yeah,
How many people have tried? Yeah, and that's with like that he actually probably watched basketball.
yeah. I don't watch too much. I watch highlights.
Yeah. I don't watch college basketball. I only watch pro basketball. College basketball is too boring to me. I'll watch
Really?
I'll watch March Madness, but yeah, it's too slow. They miss too many shots.
NBA isn't too slow for you. They don't fucking play in the NBA until the
And at
playoffs.
least they make the shots. And I do agree the playoffs are way better. And
Oh,
I pretty much only watch Hawks games and then games on TNT to watch inside the NBA. Is my NBA diet during the
your
season.
announcers. I don't know how you watch them Hawks with those announcers. Don't even know. Don't
I
even know their own
Dominique
team.
Dominique Wilkins. They do know their own team. Bob Rathburn was post stroke on live television.
Yeah, he was
Give him a
stroking
break.
out in the game that I was watching then. Um, yeah. In within the next week, we'll have another little NCAA episode bracket. I don't know. We'll call it bracket bangers with Tom and Morgan.
That's right.
um,
Come up with an intro for that.
yeah. So we'll switch off to just a little recipe of the week, which is going to be smoked bologna.
I haven't eaten bologna in quite a few years now. And I don't know why, just hearing smoked bologna makes me really want some. I could definitely,
Really?
yeah, I could eat some.
You,
I'd like it on a sandwich. I think it would be good.
I haven't had bologna in. I think we used to do fried bologna when I was a little kid.
Oh, yeah, I mean, I like fried bologna.
Oh
I
yeah, I mean I haven't had it in 15 plus years, but I saw um the How to Barbecue Right podcast. So I flip through TikTok every once in a while, and they had a TikTok on smoking. I'm only doing a little, probably like 2 or 3 inch thick bologna. I just went to the deli and I was like, I don't want bologna slices. Can you just take a knife and just hawk me off? Like I I pulled up my fingers and I was like, this much of a bologna. It was like $12.
okay.
She looked at me weird. She was like, I have to use a knife. I was like, yeah, you won't be able to get it that thick with a deli slicer. Like, I need just one big thick.
Yeah.
They actually use the whole loaf. But I mean, I'll eat it. If it turns out to be good, I guess I'll go back for more and get another one. But I don't think anybody else in my family will eat it. My dad will have some. I'll probably make my brother Zach try some, but my mom was like, I'm not eating that. That's disgusting.
Smoked bologna? There's nothing wrong with
Well,
that.
so
Is
yeah, I
that,
got,
that sounds good.
yeah, we'll see. Because I'm making it tomorrow.
Let me know.
So yeah, the video. So I gotta, yeah, the video for all YouTube watchers. It'll be playing right now. Today we're gonna be showing you how to make an amazing smoked bologna that'll take your taste buds on a wild ride. Whether you're a seasoned pitmaster or a newbie cook, this recipe is sure to impress your friends and family. The best part? It's a perfect dish to enjoy on any day of the week. So, we get started by taking any size bologna. I went to the deli and just got them to cut a hunk off. I ended up cutting it in half because I wanted to kind of make steaks so it'd cook better, cook easier and faster. So right now I'm just scouring the top and the bottom, just cutting just pretty much a tic-tac way into it. So once I put the mustard and the spice on there, it'll coat really well and it can cook into the bologna. Make sure when you're cutting it though that you don't cut all the way through on or have both the sides meet, because then you'll just be making a bunch of different pieces. But after you cut through all of it, you want to add some mustard. That's what I use as a binder. I don't know really, you can use barbecue sauce I guess as a binder too, but mustard's kind of somewhat neutral I guess, but that's what I ended up using. So you taste a little bit of the mustard, but you just coat the whole bologna, we'll just call it a steak for lack of a better term, in it. Then just sprinkle the seasoning on there. Also, I went ahead and rubbed it in after I'd sprinkled it all over, so that's what you'll be watching right now. Also, once you're done covering both sides and spices, make sure you pick it up and roll it in the mustard and spice to coat the sides so you don't forget those. Now I'll be transferring it over to the green egg where we used to smoke it. I placed down foil so it wouldn't be on direct heat and char quicker. Once you place them on there though, you're gonna want to, they're already cooked, so you're pretty much just wanting to just, you know, smoke it up, for lack of a better word. So this little sauce mixture right here is mustard, the seasoning we put on the bologna to start with, then onion and garlic powder, and then I put some crushed red peppers on it too, just for a little heat. You're gonna let it sit for, I went about 5 to 10 minutes, so there you go. See, it's a little charry on the bottom. Went ahead and flipped those. And once you see, I'll bring it back to an overhead view. Once I flip, you can see the top starting to separate into a more distinct, you can see the cuts more distinctly. So I went ahead after I set that back down and put some more of the sauce on there to kind of get it more into the inside the bologna. I went ahead and covered it again, cooked it on the other side. It's basically just rinse and repeat until you've got the desired cook that you want. I think I went about another 10 minutes or so. I also forgot to add, while I am smoking this, I put down hickory wood chips that I soaked in water for, I want to say like 30-40 minutes before I put them in, just so they would last, just so it didn't get burnt up right at the beginning. But so it'll have that nice taste from the seasonings that I put on there, and then also the nice hickory taste from the wood chips that I put on there also. So I didn't get a video of me taking it off the grill, but I ended up taking it off, putting it inside, letting it cool for a little bit, and then I went in for the taste test. It actually was better than I thought it was going to be. And also you'll see my brother try it. He was the one who helped me out with the camera at that point. It's actually really good. And then here's him. And there's a little snippet of his voice saying how he liked it also. So if you enjoyed it, like, comment, subscribe. We game, we entertain. We'll see you on the next one. And have a good one.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
And for all you audio listeners that don't watch us, which, you know, if you're in your car ride, shout out Rickolas Wingate. You know, have fun. I know you're on your way to work right now.
Probably trying to get hit by another semi or something.
Yeah, you semi-truck magnet. You have fun at work today. But yeah, if you're listening to audio, if you want to still see the recipe, I upload them onto the video with the podcast and a separate standalone video, so you can just watch the recipe and not have to look at our mugs.
They have incredible thumbnails. The videos are great.
I've upped my thumbnail game, I'll say that much.
Like they're the most popular things that we do by far. I have no part of them, and it's the best thing we got.
So that'll be up now. You're listening to it. Just pop on over to YouTube. It'll be in the description, our link to YouTube. If you want to see those and any of the other recipes, we got it all on there. We game, we entertain. YouTube. I want to start doing TikToks. I want to get into the more short version stuff. Kind of want to. There's a lot of stuff. I got a lot of time on my hands.
Hit him with a pow.
So, I'll shut up. And
is that it for this week? Are we done?
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
Well, thanks everyone for watching. We game, we entertain. We hope you enjoyed this episode as much as we did making it. If you like what you saw, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel to stay up to date on all of our latest content. If you have any suggestions for future episodes, feel free to leave a comment below. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Until next time, keep exploring new recipes, mastering your favorite games, cheering on your favorite teams, and indulging in all the latest entertainment. See you soon.